Good morning, Santa Clarita. Welcome in. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is SCVi and iLEAD Schools Eye on the Valley. I am your host, Matt Watson. And as you know, our show, Eye on the Valley, is brought to you by SCVi and iLEAD Schools. We are a network of charter schools with campuses in Castaic, Agua Dulce, Lancaster. Did you know we've also got a fully accredited online school? And it is a full online school, transitional kinder all the way through 12th grade online. That's right. We've also got a burgeoning homeschool program that actually spreads across 5 different counties. I didn't realize that until earlier this week. 5 counties iLEAD Exploration covers. That's our homeschool program. For information on our homeschool, our online school, our classroom-based, free public charter schools, you can visit us at ileadschools.org for more information. There you can find out information about our organization, about each one of our schools. You can even click to enroll today. Several of our schools are actually still enrolling learners. So yeah, check us out at ileadschools.org. So our show has got our eye on education here in Santa Clarita and across the nation. But like the show says, we also keep our eye on the valley as well, bringing you everything that you need to know about what's what here in the valley. And, we try to have a little bit of fun while we do it. I tell the bosses, I really don't want to do anything unless I can giggle and play around a little bit while I'm doing it. It does get me in trouble at work sometimes, but, if you're not getting in trouble, then you're not doing it right. So if you are waking up this fine Friday morning and you're wondering why your rent or your mortgage is so high, go open a window. Take a look outside this morning. That's why. Gosh, it is a beautiful morning. It's going to be another amazing weekend out there. Get outside and enjoy it. But not yet. Not yet. You got to stay right there and listen to our show. We have got another amazing show put together for you. You're in for a treat. In just a moment, we're going to talk to the counseling team at SCVi, Jenae Coleman and AJ Moussa. They are the counselors at SCVi Charter School. They're doing some amazing things with their kids out there. And later on, we're going to talk to Santa Clarita City Councilman Cameron Smyth. Yeah, I know he was just here last week, but, there's something that popped up on my radar this week. And when I reached out to ask who could talk about it, everybody agreed that Cameron would be the guy to talk about redistricting. That's right. They are redrawing election lines here in Santa Clarita, across the state, across the nation. And if you didn't know, Councilman Cameron Smyth has got a little bit of experience in politics, and so he's become a bit of an expert in the process and what it means for our community, what it means for you, and he's even going to tell us what you can do about it if you're not happy with the way they're redrawing the lines. So we will talk to him a little bit later on, and yes, Big T will be here as well. We finish the show on Fridays with Big T. He always brings the show to a close with lots of laughs, and we play trivia and have a good time before we send you off to your weekend. So, see, I told you, it's going to be a great show. So let's get right to it. As I said, my first guests today are Jenae Coleman and AJ Moussa. They are the school counselors at SCVi Charter School. Jenae is local to the Valley here, graduating from Hart High School. She received her degree in psychology from Cal State Monterey Bay and is working on her master's in school counseling at the University of Massachusetts. She's passionate about inspiring people to achieve all that they can be. And AJ, well, he is a natural leader with experience in multicultural and social justice issues, as well as social and emotional learning and career counseling. AJ received his bachelor's in psychology from the University of Northern Colorado and his master's in counseling and community mental health from Loyola Marymount University. He's an outstanding community leader and educator, and they are both elite level athletes. If we have time, maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later on. Jenae, AJ, welcome to Eye on the Valley.
Hello. Thanks for having us.
Of course, it's a pleasure to have you guys. Super excited that you guys are here. So let's talk about you guys first. How long have both of you been at SCVi?
This is actually my first year, so I started in August, but...
Okay, so you are brand new to SCVi, and are you new to the career as well? I know you graduated college just a couple years ago.
I did. I got my master's back in June of this year. I walk tomorrow, so
you're
all
kidding.
done with the master's.
Need to update your bio. Fantastic. Congratulations, Jenae. That is wonderful. What about you, AJ? How long have you been with us?
I've been with SCVi as a counselor for about 6 years. But fun fact is I actually started as a substitute teacher 2 years before that. So I've been around SCVi for a while.
Yeah, gosh, you've been there for quite a while. Gosh. Okay, so now you guys comprise the counseling team. Is it for middle school and high school? What's your role at SCVi? What grade levels do you work with? And then what is your day to day? What do you guys basically? What do you guys do at SCVi?
So I work. We both work with all grade levels. But I specialize more with 7th through 12th graders, more of the upper school. And Jenae does more of the lower school, so middle school, and then our K through 5,
Okay.
the littles, as we call them. And she's super, super excellent with them. And just a regular day-to-day, we come in, we're scoping out the scene. We're trying to see what's going on, how everybody's feeling. But we're there to provide support for everybody, and when there's issues or little fires that arise, our job is to try to put them out as best as we can, provide any support we can for any of the learners struggling with any issue, ranging from high anxiety to running risk assessments for suicide, from even down to just being a friend, just being there.
Yeah, that is cool. That is cool. So, we've spoken in the past with Chris Nilsson, who is our college and career counselor. You guys work more on that social emotional side, not so much college preparation, although I know, AJ, you've got some background in that. You mentioned you guys are kind of the social and emotional fire department, if you will, at SCVi. But are there kids that you see on a regular basis? Are there certain learners that you work with on a regular basis? Is it more as an as needed kind of thing?
We have, I was going to say, we have kids that we work with on a regular basis, but it's, like he said, we are here to support all the learners. So we have our caseload, but we also work with whoever needs it at that time.
It's such a great resource. Oftentimes parents can tend to get a little bit frustrated that there are kids who are on IEPs or have other plans that are formally written that get so many more services that our other kids don't get. But at SCVi, we kind of flip that on its head and make sure that every single kid is getting exactly what they need. So I'm glad to hear that you say that, Jenae. Jenae, you work with the younger ones. So what kind of things do you typically see? What types of things are our learners presenting? What kind of struggles might they be having that you tend to work with the younger ones?
So the littles, I love them so much. They're so great. But I think a common thing I've been seeing lately is just high anxiety levels. This pandemic really did a number, I think, on our kids, and so a lot of them have a lot of anxiety. So what I've been doing a lot with them is zones of regulation, so learning to regulate their feelings but also cope with them, and teaching them that it's okay to have a span of emotions, just how we control them and how we use them to better ourselves and our goals is like the best thing we can do. And I do that a lot with arts and crafts because our kids love to craft. So that's how we do it.
And that's a great opportunity to then just chat with the kids and help support them, teaching them how to cope with their emotions and what to do when they feel certain ways. That is so important. And oftentimes in our schools, we miss that. That is so important. So AJ, as we get into middle school, gosh, that can be a special time. Middle school and high school, as kids are growing and becoming adults and figuring out who they are. Are you working basically on the same types of things that Jenae is, or are you seeing different things at that age?
I'll tell you what, man. That middle school year, especially 7th grade, is such a fun time.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, we are seeing a lot of high anxiety as we do with the littles, but they present themselves differently. And on top of that, you have the hormones coming in. You have a lot of these learners looking for social recognition. So then you have behaviors revolving around that. You have a lot of learners looking for attention, and they don't know how to seek that attention. So they're seeking it in a negative way. Right. And that runs all the way up to the high school. They're doing things that's going to gain them that social recognition. They're doing things because they do have high anxiety. They're doing things because they were in COVID for such a long time, our COVID year, and so now they're unsure of how to navigate the social life and the school grounds anymore.
Yeah, definitely. So you mentioned, I did want to ask, how are you seeing that the pandemic has affected the social emotional well-being of kids in our community? What are they dealing with that's different now than what you saw, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
It's really hard for the learners to stay focused. Now that they're back in school, in the classroom, a lot of stimulation, a lot of things going on around them. The workload is a little bit different now, so you have the facilitators right there in front of you, so you can't run away from the work. So now you have kids getting overwhelmed, kids feeling like they're falling behind. The anxiety levels are much higher, like I stated earlier, because now you're in person. And then on top of all that, when you have issues at home or when you have anything that you're struggling with or anything that comes up, you handle it at home. And so you can kind of push things under the rug. You can kind of ignore things. You can kind of compartmentalize things. But when you're at school and you're in front of everybody, it's kind of hard to push things under the rug. So you actually have to deal with things. And so when it comes time to deal with these emotions and deal with the issues that are right in front of you, you struggle. They struggle, and they're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to handle this. I'm so used to just going to my room and I can shut the computer off. I can cut the camera off and, I can hide away. But I can't do that now. It's right here. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And I don't know that we really keep that on the front of our mind, right? For the last year and a half, when kids would get stressed out, you just walk away from the computer and school and your classmates are gone. I was reading a study not long ago that talked about how we experienced kids reported a significant dip in bullying over the last year and a half, but that's starting to climb back up. And that's adding to the stress that our kids are under, and then B, they haven't had that practice coping with that kind of thing. Jenae, let's talk about your littles, because our first graders, our second graders, they really didn't have much experience going to school until this school year. Have you seen the little guys struggle a little bit learning how to school, if you will, how to be a classmate, how to share, how to deal with stress and frustration in the classroom?
Yeah, I have actually. That's what I was going to say, how the pandemic was a little tough for them because they never learned how to school. Like, this is a lot of our second, third graders, this is their first encounter with a classroom. So it's kind of like a lot of them have, our littles are, well, our kids in general are very resilient and they're like little sponges, so they picked up on it pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. But it's the boundaries of the classroom that they're kind of not understanding, like, oh, I have to sit in my seat for this long, or I can't just get up and leave. So a lot of what I'm seeing is a lot of different behaviors. So there is some attention seeking, but there's also some task avoidance. So whether they're getting up or they're trying to be silly, and also they're trying to make friends they're trying to make friends, but it's not a normal socialization attempt. Right. So it's learning how to socialize too, where a lot of them are kind of struggling with that, but that's kind of what I've been seeing for the littles.
Okay, and it's 8:25 now, and so I think most of our facilitators are probably heading into class, so they're not listening. Let's talk about them for just a second. I know that your service is directly towards our learners. And like I said, I love that you guys are not just there for our special education learners, our learners on IEPs. You're there for every single one of our learners that needs a little bit of support. But what about the facilitators, our teaching staff? Do you guys find yourselves working with them, coaching them on how to work with these kids? Because, we talked about a second grader who was maybe in school for a few months and then was back at home for a year and a half with the shutdown, and now they're back on campus trying to remember or trying to learn what school is like. But for an educator, in some cases, our teachers have been in the classroom for 20 years, and they just kind of try to pick right back up where they left off. Do you guys find yourselves coaching them as well with how to help them adjust?
Yeah, we definitely do coach a lot of the facilitators. Like you said, there are some facilitators that have been around for 20 plus years, and they know how to handle a lot of situations. So we do coach them, but we wouldn't coach them as much. Now, we do have some other facilitators that are pretty green, brand new, kind of just getting their feet wet, getting into the teaching system, and so we coach them a lot. We provide trainings all the time for a lot of our facilitators just to know what to look out for, know what to handle when things come up. And the good thing, like you mentioned earlier about our program here at SCVi is us as counselors, we don't only work with the kids that are on IEP, we work with everybody.
Yeah.
And it's funny because when I was in school, I barely saw the counselor. I think I only saw the counselor once in a while, and I almost didn't even know who the counselors were. But at SCVi, the counselors are always in the classrooms where we have like a push-in model. We call it a push-in model, where we're not so much trying to pull kids out of the class all the time. We want everyone to be together. So we're always pushing into the classroom. So we're always in the classroom. We're always working directly with the facilitators. We're working directly with all of the learners. And so they see us a lot. So they never feel like there's a situation they can't handle. They're always well prepared. And I call it a tool belt. We're giving everyone their tool belt so that when something pops up, like a Batman tool belt, they can reach over and look, I got this for that. Boom.
Nice.
Oh, I got this for that. Here we go. Boom. And we could all work together and make everything good.
I love that. And like you said, pushing into the classroom allows you to, get an eye on all of our learners, connect with all of our learners, whether they need support or not. And then when something does pop up, you may notice it when a classroom facilitator might not, and realize, hey, I need to connect with this little guy. I need to connect with this young lady. So that is so important. Jenae, AJ, we've got to take a quick break, but when we come back, I do want to talk about some of the training and professional development that you all have provided for our other staff members recently, and some of the other things that you're doing to help make sure that each one of the kids at SCVi is well taken care of. So we've got more when we come back. I am Matt Watson. This is SCVi and iLEAD School's Eye on the Valley, and you're listening to your hometown station, KHTS.
Excellence isn't just a word, it is what we deliver. Vanguard Protection Group is committed to providing its clients with the highest echelon of protective services available. Our clients not only receive the security services they contract for, but also reports that are well-written, articulate, and thorough. Our patrol officers operate at the highest levels and have an impressive rapport with local law enforcement. With military, police, private policing, and courtroom experience, you can trust that we have the strength to deliver our promise of excellence. Contact Vanguard Protection by calling 661-753-3611 or visiting their website at vanguardprotectiongroup.com.
It's time to experience a pain relief, wellness, and anti-aging treatment unlike any other. It's time to check out Mend Cryotherapy. Relieve chronic joint and muscle pain, diminish soreness and inflammation, alleviate stress-related symptoms, boost immune system performance, and improve sleep and recovery times. Mend Cryotherapy is open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Go to Mend, M-E-N-D, cryotherapy.com on Newhall Ranch Road in the Gateway Shopping Center.
Why did Mercedes-Benz of Valencia win the Dealer of Excellence Award in 2019?
Because we strive to provide the most outstanding sales experience.
Mercedes-Benz of Valencia COO Chris Paz.
We know you have high expectations. Our stellar team will meet and exceed your expectations. That's why we were named Mercedes Best of the Best, placing us in the top 10% of all Mercedes dealers nationwide.
Find out how you can lease a new Mercedes for unbelievably low monthly payments. Details at mbzvalencia.com. This is a Rita's Daybreak. There's a huge crowd at Rita's. With so many amazing flavors, every day's a treat. Let's see what folks are celebrating.
I lost my first tooth.
No more training wheels.
My dog photo got 37 likes.
3 kids, 3 activities, 0 meltdowns.
There you have it. Layer it, blend it, or drink it with Italian ice and creamy custard. So many reasons to celebrate at Rita's. This has been a Rita's Daybreak.
Accidents happen, but rest assured Patterson's Collision Center is here to help. Patterson's is a family-owned and operated collision repair facility providing the Santa Clarita Valley with premium collision repairs. Patterson's prides itself on being the only California-certified green repair shop in all of Santa Clarita. They are insurance claim specialists and even offer payment plans for your deductible. For personalized, friendly service, visit pattersonscollisioncenter.com or call 294-1011 and let Patterson's Collision Center help ease your worries today.
The ugly truth about vertigo, and it's not a tumor. Discover the 3 most common mistakes that must change to stop vertigo for good. Hi, I'm Dr. Thomas Palucki, and WebMD chooses me as best chiropractor and functional medicine in Santa Clarita. Something to think about. So, when you're ready to get better, go to drpalucki.com. That's drpalucki.com to schedule your free consultation now.
Save water and save money. SCV Water wants to help you find your fit and take advantage of conservation rebate programs that will help you save. Water your landscape more efficiently. Replace your lawn with water-wise plants. Conduct free in-home water surveys. Cover your swimming pool and more. Find the programs that fit your needs and start saving today. Visit conserve.yourscvwater.com to learn more.
That's conserve.yourscvwater.com.
Your hometown station.
KHTS is the only station I listen to.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is Matt Watson, and you're listening to SCVi and iLEAD Schools Eye on the Valley. SCVi school counselors Jenae Coleman and AJ Moussa joined me this morning. We're talking about the services that they provide for all of our learners at SCVi. You know, this last couple of years has been a real struggle for all of us, but our kids especially, being off campus for so long, trying to navigate their way back on campus. And AJ and Jenae have been played such an important role in helping our learners and our staff navigate this difficult time. AJ, Jenae, you guys, as I mentioned in your bio, you guys both studied psychology, school counseling. What made you guys decide to go into this line of work?
For me, I grew up in a household where my mom was a home caretaker, and the person she had in our house has autism. And so I call him my brother because he's lived in our house for over 20 years. So I've known him ever since I was a kid. So growing up, watching him and watching his behaviors and seeing how his mind works, it really got me interested in just how the human mind works and how human behaviors are. So I was like, this is something I want to do. This is something that, you know, I want to dive deeper into. So it brought me down this road, and now I'm here.
Fantastic. How about you, Jenae?
So I, right out of school, I worked as a behavioral therapist for a one-to-one. Okay. And I realized how much we were doing for him just to help him live a more full life. And I just wanted to be able to spread that to other kids and work with other kids. And also growing up, I didn't have the best school counselors, so I just wanted to be able to provide a good support system for other kids and from the town that I'm from.
That is so awesome. You know, people herald educators as these selfless heroes in our community, and you guys really are, but there's also kind of a selfish thing to it, right? It can be so rewarding working with kids and watching them grow and progress as a result of your work with them. It's so wonderful. We talked a little bit earlier about the support you provide, not just for our kids, but for our adults on campus. And recently, SCVi hosted a student support symposium, which was a full day experience where our learners got a little bit of break. They got a day off of school, and you guys led a full day of professional development for our staff and for our community around special education and student support needs. Jenae, I know you led one of the sessions. Can you talk about the session that you led? What was it about, and why was that topic important to you?
Yeah, absolutely. So my topic was about ways to help motivate the learners in the classroom. So basically we talked about the reasoning behind task avoidance, what task avoidance is, and how the facilitators could use different tools to kind of help the classroom become more motivated to work. I chose this because, as AJ said, we bounce in and out of classrooms a lot, and I was noticing a lot of kids, either going to take a really long drink of water or doing other kinds of things to avoid their work. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, well, I think it would be really beneficial to just bring some of these ideas to light and hopefully being able to let the facilitators use those and help our learners.
Task avoidance, that's an interesting topic. Kids that just don't, kids that are struggling to get started or to stay on task, and you were supporting them with, supporting the adults with strategies, techniques of how to keep your kids motivated, on task, working and learning. That is fantastic. What about you, AJ? What session did you lead, and why is that something that you were passionate about?
So I gave a training on just suicide awareness. I'm passionate about that, and I really wanted to do that topic because, I just look at life, like life is so short and you only have one life to live, and it really sucks that somebody is going through something really, really troubling that they want to take their own life. And it affects everybody around them. It affects the community. And I just really hate to see life just go so easily like that. So I did a training on suicide awareness to the facilitators, just so that they can pay attention to the warning signs, know what to look for, know how to react, and know how to respond if they see something. And it's crazy because suicide is actually like this. I think it's the second leading cause of death for youth 12 to 18.
Oh my Lord.
And suicide actually takes more lives than cancer, heart disease, stroke, AIDS, diseases like that. And you're like, what? People don't think about that. Like, suicide takes that many lives. Like, even when you think about just cancer. So just providing that training so that we can try to get in front of these things and attack it head on, so that we can save lives and we can reach as many learners as we can. Another fun fact for you, actually. Sorry, I got a lot of fun facts. Another fun fact for you is actually that the fact is 4 out of 5 learners that commit suicide have given clear warning signs. 4 out of 5. So that means somebody's missing them. So this training was much needed, that so we can see these signs. Mm-hmm. We could save much more lives,
Yeah, gosh, that is so important, right? Because we think of those preteen, teenage years as years where you've got everything ahead of you and a world of possibility, and to hear that our kids are feeling so hopeless that this is the only option that they feel they have, and then to hear that coupled with what you just said, AJ, that they're reaching out. They're crying out, and we need to be able to hear those cries. I don't want to miss the opportunity, AJ, and it, not necessarily the topic that we had you guys on to discuss, but if we've got a minute or two, can you maybe share with our listening audience, share with parents, what are some of those signs? What do those cries sound like? Because a kid won't come out of their bedroom and say, "Mom, you need to listen up. I'm thinking about taking my life." They won't always say it directly like that. So what do those cries sound like? What are some of those signs?
So we have high anxiety, lots of mood changes, withdrawal. So like just when a learner just loses interest in everything, like, oh, I don't want to do that, I don't want to do anything. You're like, okay, what's going on? Sometimes they're preparing like they're going away, so they're giving away their most prized possessions. You know, they have a collection of Pokemon, and they're like, hey, everyone just take it. I'm good. I'm not going to need it. So you're like, oh, hold on, what's going on? You know, I know you love these things. So why are you giving all these things away? Reckless behavior.
So, like taking higher risks than they ordinarily would because, you know, they kind of don't care anymore, right?
Exactly.
Gosh.
Drug abuse. You start seeing the reckless behavior in doing drugs, drinking, talking about leaving, talking about death all the time. You know, and really angry at life. You know, there's all these signs. You can see a perfectly good kid go from perfectly good to all of a sudden being completely reckless, and you're like, man, what is going on? Something's going on. We need to step in right now.
Okay.
Something is going on. Talk to me.
So what does step in look like? What if parents are seeing these signs? It can be, you know, parents can get desperate because, like, short of calling 911, what do I do if I'm starting to see some of these signs in my kid?
Jenae?
I would say, I know that from, you know, we had to do a lot of training for suicide prevention and having the conversation and kind of hitting it head on, saying, like, you know, addressing the behaviors. I'm noticing there's changes in your behaviors, and try and create that safe environment for your kids to feel like they can talk to you about it. But also, you know, if you're seeing some signs, hit it straight on. Be like, are you having these thoughts? Because usually if somebody that is suicidal hears somebody ask, are you planning to take your life? They automatically feel like they're supported and they feel like somebody cares. And that will most of the time change their mind. So kind of just creating that safe environment, but also, you know, hitting those behaviors directly and trying to find the root of them.
That is so important.
And just to piggyback on top of that, I think it's super important for parents and facilitators to feel okay to reach out for help. If you feel like you don't have the answers or you don't know what you're dealing with, it's okay to, you know, call the hotline. It's okay to reach out to resources. In a lot of communities, and I know especially in my community, like in the African American community, reaching out for help and reaching out for a counselor is like taboo. So a lot of parents are skipping over reaching out for help because they're like, oh, it's okay, when it's not okay. You know, it's okay to reach out. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to admit that something is up and you don't know how to handle it. I'm going to reach out to a resource. Like, all of that is okay.
Yeah, you know, we still have this stigma around mental health, right? If your kid chips a tooth at school, you got no problem talking to your neighbor about, hey, do you know a really good dentist? My kid chipped a tooth. Or, you know, oh, my kid's got the flu or whatever. But so often we hide the fact that my kid's struggling with mental health issues and we don't reach out. So yeah, pick up the phone and call somebody. Call that school counselor like Jenae and AJ. Call your child's pediatrician. Call the hotline. Get the support that you need. So important. Okay, we took a little bit of a detour there, but I think it's important enough to take. Thank you guys both so much. So I want to wrap up with this, and then maybe if Patty will let me, if we've got a couple extra minutes, maybe we'll totally shift on a dime here. But what's the most rewarding part of your job? We talked a little bit about that selfish nature of watching these kids grow and things like that. What do you guys enjoy the most about your job?
For me, it's the so you know how I work with a lot with the little, so it's constant like visual reward. So I have a lot of kids in the second grade class that run up and give me a hug because they're like, "Oh my God, you helped me! I was able to talk to you about my feelings." So it's kind of like them recognizing it and constantly saying thank you. Another rewarding thing is seeing the progress in our kids. So I have, one learner that struggled from anxiety and her self-confidence, and now she's beaming with confidence and hanging out with other people. So just actually being able to see it grow is super rewarding.
That's awesome. What about you, AJ?
Exactly what Jenae said.
Yeah, ditto.
No, but all jokes aside, exactly what Jenae said, but I really like seeing the progress and watching the learners grow. I see it as like, we're planting seeds, right? We're planting seeds in the garden, and we're just continuously watering the seed and tending to it, and looking for the growth and looking for something to blossom. And then when you finally do see that growth, and when you finally do see that blossom, you're like, whoa, like this is what we wanted, and it feels so good. It feels so good.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't see the results right away, right?
Sure.
Sometimes you're helping a learner, and you're just staying at it. And I've worked with some learner at SCVi for over 4 or 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not until like the 4th year I've been with them where we finally have a breakthrough, and we're like, yes, like, okay, now we have the self-confidence. Now we know we're walking with our head high. Now we're making friends, and we're answering questions in class, and it's like, man, this is what we wanted to see the whole time, and it feels so good. And I know it sounds kind of selfish, but it's like, yeah, we're doing all this hard work. Like, yes, finally we got to see, something, and it does feel good. It really does.
That is awesome. We're so grateful for you guys and the work that you're doing with every single one of our learners at SCVi. It's just an amazing support service that all of our kids have. Now, I mentioned I'm going to take a total left turn here and switch topics just really quickly. I know we've only got a minute or two, but I know both of you guys are involved in something that I'm very passionate about, and that's high-level college sports. You guys both played sports at a very high level. AJ, you played football. Jenae, I know you played softball. And recently, we've had a change in college sports because for years, our colleges and universities made millions of dollars off their sports programs and couldn't pay their athletes. And things have shifted a little bit. Schools aren't paying their athletes anymore, but athletes are, for the first time, allowed to profit off of what they call their name, image, and likeness. They can sponsor something. They can make commercials, and we're starting to see that. Do you guys have any thoughts, really quick, on this idea of college athletes getting paid and making commercials and stuff like that?
I wish this would have came out when I was still in college.
Right?
Because I know it's been an argument for years. There's people go back and forth on it, and we've been going back and forth on it for years. But I feel like if you're going to profit off of an athlete millions of dollars, then they should at least get some percentage of it or be able to profit somehow off of their own name and likeness as well. The argument is that schools were giving the athletes full ride scholarships and paying for their school tuition. But you got to really think about it. How much are you really spending on one kid for their school tuition? And then how much are you making off of them at the same time? Yeah. Right. So, it's just a balance there. Now that athletes can now make money off of their likeness and image, I think there's going to be a huge shift in a lot of athletes coming to college and staying on top of their grades and staying out of trouble because they don't want to mess up any sponsorships they may have or any opportunities they may have. So now you see that go down, right? And now you can put your body on the line, and especially like in football, you can put your body on the line and risk these injuries and things like that and be okay because not everyone's going to make it to professional. Not everyone's going to play at a professional level. So now you're sacrificing time, you're sacrificing a lot of school experiences, you're sacrificing your body, all these things, but at least you can somehow get compensated and somehow make a little money so that if you don't make it to the professional league, you're okay, right?
Yeah, you remind me of that third Manning brother, the older brother of Eli and Peyton Manning. He got injured in college and was never able to make the money that his little brothers did. And maybe he could have picked up an extra couple bucks. I'm actually getting a text right now saying Dunkin' Donuts wants to sponsor my image. So I'm going to have to look into that. We do have to take a commercial break. But you guys, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We really appreciate it. Jenae Coleman and AJ Moussa, the counseling team at SCVi Charter School. You guys have a great weekend.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having us, man.
Take care.
Thank you.
When we come back, we'll look at today's holidays. It's a great day in holidays today. Don't miss it. I am Matt Watson. You're listening to SCVi and iLEAD Schools Eye on the Valley. We'll be right back on your hometown station, KHTS.
Hi, I'm Steve Cruz, and my wife and I own the local pub and grill. With 19 70-inch TVs, it's the best place in the valley to catch a game. We have a vast selection of beer, wine, and specialty cocktails to choose from, including our charity ale, where 10% of every pint we sell goes to Carousel Ranch. Our menu features classics with a flavorful twist. Come by for Taco Trivia Tuesdays at 7, Wines Day for bingo and karaoke starting at 8 p.m., and karaoke every Saturday at 9. Local Pub and Grill, right next to Bevmo on the Old Road. Support local, support community.
Stay warm with Dunkin' with their fall and winter signature hot lattes and hot chocolate. Holiday blend hot coffee is only $2 through November 30th. And if you like to brew at home, 3 1-pound bags of Dunkin's original blend is only $20. Try some pancake minis or a chicken bacon and cheese croissant stuffer. Order ahead with the Dunkin' app and accumulate points. Located on Bouquet Canyon in the Lowe Shopping Center and on Sierra Highway in Canyon Country. Both with curbside pickup, Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Grubhub. Or use the drive-thru at Sierra Highway. Santa Clarita runs on Dunkin'.
If you'd like to take your business up a notch, take a look at Elite Magazine.
Linda and Mo Hafizi, owners of our valley's 2 leading magazines, the Magazine of Santa Clarita and Elite.
I'm so proud of Elite. It allows your advertisement to stand out. We distribute Elite to 50,000 homes and businesses. You'll find us in 1,900 local hotel rooms.
Discover how Elite Magazine can help your business. Call 294-4444.
Superior quality is second nature to us. Just ask our advertisers.
Welcome, folks, to the Backyard Masterpiece Podcast. We have Tom here, a first-time DIYer, talking about the multi-tiered rose garden he planted in his yard. How did you begin this masterpiece?
Well, the first thing I did was make the call.
The call?
Yes, to 811. I knew my project required digging, so I had SoCalGas come and mark my natural gas lines.
Pro tip, take notes, people. Always contact 811 by phone or online 2 business days before you dig.
Yep.
Visit SoCalGas.com/811 to learn more.
No doubt about it. LA is an awesome place to live. But even while living in the land of beaches and mountains, it's safe to say that we could all use a real vacation right about now. One where you don't have to stop for gas, cook your own meals, or strip your own sheets. Lucky for us, Princess Cruises has a port right here in LA. Now, for a limited time, LA residents can sail with Princess from just $89 per day to the beaches of Mexico, the tropics of Hawaii, or cruise along the California coast without getting stuck in traffic. That's right, just $89 per day. And while these great destinations aren't going anywhere, these deals won't be around forever. So visit princess.com, call 1-800-PRINCESS, or contact your travel advisor to book your cruise today. Set sail with LA's cruise line, Princess Cruises. Terms and restrictions apply. Promotional pricing ends November 30th, 2021. Ships are Bermudan and British registry. Before booking, consult the CDC website at www.cdc.gov.
Make your winter count at College of the Canyons. Pick up a 5-week class to explore new interests, transfer to a 4-year university earlier, or launch your career. Affordable online classes are offered at your convenience. Winter session begins January 3rd and registration is going on now. Seats are open in Asian art history, introduction to business, film aesthetics, intercultural communication, and more. For a full list of open classes at College of the Canyons, visit canyons.edu/schedule.
Your hometown station, KHTS.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is Matt Watson, and you're listening to SCVi and iLEAD Schools Eye on the Valley. Today is Friday, November 5th, 2021. Let's celebrate the holidays, shall we? I love the holidays, don't you? I love the major holidays. I love the minor holidays. Got to admit, I'm not a fan of Halloween. I know it's a hot take, controversial. Everybody loves Halloween. I just, I like to feel loved and not scared. I like to laugh and not scream. So, yeah, much bigger fan of Thanksgiving. So glad that we're past October and we're into the Thanksgiving season. But, I also love National Balloon Day. So let's take a look at today and holidays. We've got 3 holidays that we are celebrating today. Today is National Jersey Friday. That's right. It is, and Patty, you're not celebrating. But
I didn't know. I would have worn a bevy of my jerseys.
Yeah, yep. Today is National Jersey Friday. Baseball is now over. That's right. The dude with the pearls beat the team that cheats in the World Series, so we're on to football.
Oh, Jock Pop.
Right. So yeah, but I'm still rocking my Dodgers jersey. Love my Dodgers. Love my Steelers. But so yeah, I'll be rocking my jersey throughout the day on National Jersey Friday. And speaking of my recent offer for name, image, and likeness sponsorship from Dunkin', today is National Donut Day.
Hey!
That's right. Donuts are the devil, but today, and today only, you have got an excuse. So let's do this. Phil Nordella, I hope you're listening. Phil does the show after ours. He does a great show, so make sure you stick around all morning long. But what's more is that he usually brings donuts in for the staff here at KHTS when he comes in.
It's true, every Friday.
So Phil is the best. Phil Nordella, we love you, but you better come correct this week because we are celebrating National Donut Day. Today is also National Redhead Day. That's right.
Hey-o.
National Redhead Day. For those beautiful tresses we celebrate annually on November 5th. No reason to be shy. Redheads in the spotlight today. Show off the unique qualities of red hair. We've got some famous redheads like Lucille Ball, Queen Elizabeth I, Ron Howard. Well, he used to be a redhead, and now he's just a head. Vincent Van Gogh was a redhead. Did you know that? And Carrot Top and Winona Judd and producer Sarah, all famous redheads. You know, most natural-born redheads have brown eyes, followed by green, hazel, coming in at 1% of the world's population of the blue-eyed ginger. So, happy Redhead Day. We've got to take a break. I am Matt Watson. You're listening to SCVi and iLEAD Schools, Eye on the Valley on your hometown station, KHTS.
You already know Salt Creek Grill has the best food in our valley. Well, now you can have Salt Creek's gourmet meals catered to your event.
I'm Greg Amsler, owner of Salt Creek Grill. I'd like to introduce you to a new level of catering, featuring our catering director, Tamara Levine.
Salt Creek Grill creates memorable experiences, which leaves our clients and guests with a sense of awe and excitement. From menu development to picturesque presentation, you'll enjoy culinary excellence and creative catering.
Salt Creek Grill, a new level of catering.
No contract pest control. Did you hear that? Yes, Unipest has no contract, low impact, affordable, and environmentally and family friendly pest control options with orange oil or other family friendly products. Whether it's ants, spiders, gophers, termites, or bed bugs, Unipest Termite and Pest Control has an effective, eco-friendly option for you. Call Unipest today for a free orange oil inspection at 661-BUG-7575 or visit unipest.com.
Experience Frontier Toyota's all-new hot and exciting Toyota lineup. Serving the Santa Clarita Valley for over 30 years. Frontier Toyota, the Camry, Corolla, and Prius Kings. They're tops in Tacoma and Tundra trucks. Frontier Toyota, the new way of car buying. Shop from home at frontiertoyota.com or visit their showroom at Valencia and Creekside. Discover a whole new car buying experience with your friends at Frontier Toyota.
Once heart attack symptoms begin, delaying treatment increases the risk of heart damage, disability, and even death. Time is critical. Leading the Valley with the most advanced digital technology and treatment times that beat national best practice goals, Providence offers emergency coronary angioplasty and stenting performed by highly trained board-certified cardiologists. For more information, call 1-888-HEALING. The road to healing leads to Providence.
KHTS, AM 1220 and 98.1 FM Santa Clarita. It's 9 o'clock. Time for national news on KHTS.
He wants everyone to feel the recovery. Lisa Brady, Fox News. That message from President Biden a short time ago, hailing the new jobs report, the best one since July. 531,000 jobs created in October, and he credits vaccine mandates as a big reason. Fox's Jessica Rosenthal has more live.
Lisa, President Biden said the job gains brought unemployment down to 4.6% and insisted the gains were in large measure due to American Rescue Plan money and vaccines.
In recent months,
We've started implementing vaccination requirements,
which he argued has helped bring the number of unvaccinated adults in the country from 100 million several months ago down to 60 million now.
You know, that's good for our health, but it's also good for our economy.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics also revised the numbers from the August and September reports to reflect an additional 235,000 jobs. The president left without taking any questions, but said he would answer questions when his spending plans get through Congress, Lisa.
Well, Jessica, the president urging House members to approve both a bipartisan infrastructure bill and a larger social spending package, but the timing remains in doubt, with some members on both sides of the aisle wanting more information first. The president also just announcing a pre-order for another possible COVID treatment.
Drug maker Pfizer unveils a COVID-19 treatment in the form of a pill they say cuts down the chance of severe COVID disease by nearly 90%. The company will now present the pill to the FDA for consideration. Pfizer's announcement comes after competitor Merck won approval from British regulators for their pill molnupiravir. Both medications are antivirals and promise to work very similarly to Tamiflu, where patients buy it with a prescription at a retail pharmacy.
Fox's Evan Brown. At this hour, a memorial service begins for General Colin Powell at the National Cathedral in D.C. President Biden among those attending. America is listening to Fox News.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply.
Come on, one more rep. You got this. 10. There it is. Nice work, man. You're a beast.
Thanks, man. I feel better than I have in years. And I got to tell you, taking Nugenix makes a huge difference for me.
Nugenix? That's the testosterone booster with TV ads with Frank Thomas. The big hurt, right?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is testofen, which helps boost free testosterone levels and increase lean muscle mass.
Well, it's clearly working for you. Hey, are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try for themselves?
Yeah, Nugenix is a great way to increase lean muscle and feel stronger with more energy and endurance.
Man, I need to get a complimentary bottle of Nugenix.
No problem. You just got to send them a text. Text BELT to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix, the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of new Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help get you back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text BELT to 42424. That's BELT to 42424.
Mystery illnesses that started several years ago are still being reported by U.S. diplomats and other officials overseas. Secretary of State Antony Blinken saying this morning that so-called Havana syndrome is an urgent priority for President Biden.
In every embassy and consulate, diplomatic security and medical services staff have been instructed to take seriously every report of an anomalous health incident, to follow standard guidance in responding to them, and to report them up the chain.
He's naming 2 ambassadors to coordinate Washington's response as that investigation continues. 2 teens charged in Iowa in the murder of a high school teacher.
Classes are canceled today in Fairfield, a town of about 9,000 in southeast Iowa, after 66-year-old high school Spanish teacher Noema Graber was found murdered Wednesday. In a nearby park, investigators say it was social media that led to the suspects. 2 16-year-old high school students, Willard Chaden Miller and Jeremy Goodale, who now face homicide charges as adults and who are each being held on $1 million bond. No motive. A vigil is planned tonight in Fairfield for Graber, who all describe as a well-loved teacher. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
One of the NFL's most talented but drama-prone wide receivers is being cut by the Browns. Odell Beckham Jr., a 3-time Pro Bowler, was traded to Cleveland by the New York Giants in a blockbuster deal 2 years ago. His departure from the Browns, still being finalized today, comes on his 29th birthday, and just days after his father posted videos showing times that Browns quarterback Baker Mayfield didn't throw to Beckham. Browns GM Andrew Berry says it's in the best interest of all parties that Beckham no longer play for the team. New records on Wall Street after a strong jobs report. The Dow's up 240 points. The NASDAQ topping 16K. The S&P getting over 4,700. I'm Lisa Brady. This is Fox News.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The major averages have been trading in record territory. The job market rebounded last month from a summer lull attributed to outbreaks of the Delta variant of COVID. There were 531,000 new jobs added in October, and the unemployment rate fell to 4.6%. Goodyear Tire and Rubber shares are rallying. The company is seeing higher demand for its tires because of record freight volume. Goodyear also was able to charge more for its tires. The company made a profit in the summer quarter after losing money a year ago. Cannabis company Canopy Growth shares are losing ground. It reported a smaller loss in its recent quarter, but pushed back the timeline of when it will make a profit until after next year. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenae Coleman, invested in you.
Cleanliness and safety are essential to the success of any business. That's why Cintas has introduced our Total Clean program, a one-of-a-kind service that includes scheduled deliveries of essential cleaning supplies, hygienically cleaned uniforms, and on-site sanitizer and disinfectant services to help eliminate germs. Learn what the Cintas Total Clean program can do for you.
Oh, I'm ready!
Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Thanks for listening to KHTS AM 1220, Canyon Country, California. K260 CO 98.1 FM, Santa Clarita, California.
In today's world, we need to take extra care of our bodies. We need strong immune systems, and Bisalay can help. Bisalay is a vegetable supplement packed with minerals, vitamins, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory ingredients, like bromelain, which helps protect the body from viruses and harmful bacteria by boosting your immune system. All-natural Bisalay can also improve your overall health with vitamin C, D, and zinc. It's gluten-free, non-GMO, and allergen-free. Try it today. Go to Bisalay.net. That's BSOLEIL.net and start taking care of yourself today.
Santa Clarita, bedbugs are taking over our city. They've invaded our homes, our businesses, and most importantly, our sleep. If you have suspicious bites that appear nightly, or have a bug that you need ID'd, your best option is to make one call to All Pro. We offer a 100% guarantee that your bedbug issues will be solved with heat in one treatment. No need to tent or spray your house with chemicals. Heat is all you need. Call 661-298-2200 or text me a bug picture to 661-645-0540. It's time to sleep tight again, SCV.
Chiquita Canyon Landfill takes the waste from our homes and local businesses and puts it to good use. With cutting-edge clean energy technology, Chiquita Canyon powers 10,000 homes each year by harnessing the methane gas from the landfill. So, the next time you wheel your trash can to the curb, feel good that your waste is on its way to making green energy at Chiquita Canyon.
Chiquita Canyon Landfill, our partner in sustainable living.
Now more than ever, your child needs a place to be inspired. iCreate is iLEAD's after-school program for ages 5 through 12. It's a safe and welcoming space to support students' academic pursuits while they exercise their mind, body, and creative spirit. iCreate has flexible hours to accommodate different remote learning release times, and our facility is fully COVID guideline compliant. Come explore how a play-based approach can improve every aspect of your learner's performance. Enroll now at littleileaders.org/iCreate. iLEAD Schools, free to think, inspired to lead.
When you think about your next place, maybe even your forever place, are you hearing more of this and less of this? Introducing 5 Point Valencia, a vibrant new community coming to the Santa Clarita Valley. A place with parks, trails, and fresh architecture, all tuned to the way people want to live today. New homes for all, with prices to match, from the low 400,000s to over $1 million. Learn more at Valencia.com.
Hey there, it's Tori with your hometown station weather. Should be a gorgeous day today. A little bit warmer than it has been. We're looking at sunny skies and highs in the mid-80s, overnight lows in the 50s. For anything and everything Santa Clarita Valley related, go to hometownstation.com.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
The following is sponsored programming and does not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of KHTS or its ownership.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. I am Matt Watson, your host, and you are listening to SCVi and iLEAD School's Eye on the Valley. We are coming to you live from the KHTS studio here in the center of Main Street in beautiful downtown Newhall, and it is going to be beautiful all weekend here. What a gorgeous weekend we're in for. My next guest, Cameron Smyth, has dedicated his life to the service of the Santa Clarita Valley. He has served on our city council for the past 20 years, only interrupting that service for a 6-year term as our assemblyman in Sacramento. He's served 4 terms as our city's mayor, including his most recent term during the whole of 2020, leading our community that was still reeling from wildfires and devastating school shooting. And he guided us through the thickest and the darkest parts of the COVID-19 pandemic and civil strife and all kinds of uncertainty. What a stressful year. He is a graduate of UC Davis and before that Hart High School, where he was a 4-sport standout athlete. And as a matter of fact, as I understand it, the only reason that Hart High School didn't offer rugby in the 1980s was because Cameron Smyth's Letterman's jacket was out of real estate. Councilman Smyth, good morning and welcome back to Eye on the Valley.
Well, I would have been a, rugby sevens league. I'm not tough enough for the real, that rugby. The rugby sevens where I could have some space to run around and avoid the hits would have been our focus. But,
there we go. I'll play wing. Now, I know we just had you on last week, but our country, our state, our area, our region is going through redistricting, and so I reached out to some local leaders to ask who could speak on this topic, and everyone pointed your direction. So, sorry, you're up again. Talk about this process of redistricting. What's going on? Can you tell us like the when, the why, the how this is all done?
So So go back, quick. Kind of at the historical perspective. As part of the U.S. Census, every decade. As populations are reviewed and documented. Part of that is a change in representation boundaries. Mm-hmm. So as populations shift, legislative districts are redrawn, like you said, not just here in California, but throughout the country. And that's done to ensure that there is still equitable representation for everybody. So, in California, for example, we have 80 state assembly seats and 40 state senate. Mm-hmm. So you just take the state's population, divide it by 40 or 80, and then that is your legislative district. So, we have roughly 40 million people in California, and now each state senate seat will be 1 million people, and each assembly seat will be about 500,000. Okay. And then in Congress, it's a little bit different. So, Congress, they you have a set number of seats as well, right? 435 members in the House, but they have to do it, across the country. So at this point, each congressional seat's going to be about 700,000+ people. And what happens there is you see shifting from state to state. So for the first time in California's history, we are actually going to have one fewer congressional representative because of the population shift and the loss of population in California. Mm-hmm. So our seat will, so it's not like the state where you say, okay, California's always going to have 40 state senators, 80 assembly members. The number of congressional districts fluctuates based on the national population.
So who gets to draw these lines? Who gets to, because it's not as simple as just chunking it up by, 1 million people here and, 500,000 people there. How do these lines get drawn? Who decides, where the line is?
So historically, that was left to the state legislature.
Who let the dogs out?
Hold on. Sorry, this is real life here. We're going live.
Hey, no problem.
But historically, that was left with the state legislatures. And up until 2010, that's how California had done it.
Right.
But the voters passed an initiative that took the redistricting away from the legislature and put it in the hands of a independent voter commission. And that's what we have here in California. Okay. Most other states still go through the legislative process, but California does have the commission.
Okay, and so I'm assuming that was in an attempt to keep these boundaries from being over-politicized so that the party in power isn't working to maintain their power and increase it and kind of keep it more in the hands of the people, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was, kind of the tagline was, let the voters choose their representatives, not the representatives choose their voters.
Interesting.
So, you would see a lot of, and you still do, a lot of political dealings, in, keeping, incumbents keeping themselves. So that's, why I think the voters chose to go with that route in California.
Well, that makes sense. So, so now the commission, they've proposed already, right? They've put out maps of their proposed different regions, at least for the statewide electoral zones, and people can give their input. Do you know how and where people can have a little bit of a say in all this?
So predominantly, in 2010, obviously they had more in-person meetings, and the commission kind of went around the state to get input. Obviously that's been a little bit more difficult.
Sure.
This year. So they do have meetings, and they take input either written or if they're during some of their sessions, people can call in just like a city council meeting. But I think it's like WeDrawTheLines.com or something like. But if someone puts into a search engine We Draw the Lines California, it'll pop up and help direct people into where you can comment.
Yeah, I'm looking for it right now. It looks like WeDrawTheLinesCA.org. So yeah, and if you go on WeDrawTheLinesCA.org, you can see the proposed boundaries of each of the different seats, and then you can also, there's a form where you can weigh in. Cameron, let's take a look at the ballot and just go kind of bottom to top and see how what they're proposing right now could affect our community, right? Because this is something that oftentimes isn't on the regular person's radar, but has a profound effect, or can have a profound effect in what happens in our communities. So let's talk about school districts first. Is there anything happening in the redistricting of how school board members are elected?
So Matt, that was a good, and I appreciate you asking the question because I didn't make it clear that the redistricting commission in California is only charged with the state legislative and congressional seats.
Okay.
So locally, whether it be the city councils, county supervisors, school boards, water boards, that is still done by the elected body.
Okay.
So unless a city or others chose to adopt their own commission, similar to the state, it would be left to the legislative body. So you'll see here locally all the school districts, the water district, county supervisors, all of that will be drawn by that and adopted by the elected body.
Okay. So when we get more information on that, for example, I happen to know that school boards are still looking into what the ramifications of any changes might be. So then let's jump to those state elections. Have you had a chance to take a look at the renderings, kind of those first drafts, if you will, by the commission in regards to our state assembly seat? I think most of Santa Clarita lies currently in the 38th district of California for assembly. Are there any changes that we're looking at in our assembly election?
So, again, these first rounds, and I think that's important to, remember that these are just, the first draft maps, and I can tell you that the response across the state has been pretty negative.
Oh.
So there's been a lot of pushback, and, so what we're looking at now, the likelihood of it being, what we end up with, in 2022 is, there's going to be some changes. So, but what was important for us in Santa Clarita is that we as a valley remain together. There have been, when I was in the legislature, there were, I didn't represent Cass Stake. Cass Stake was separated out from the city of Santa Clarita. Our current state Senate, Santa Clarita split into two areas for the state Senate. Those are just a couple of examples. So what's important for us is in Santa Clarita is that we as a valley are kept together. However whether we're lumped in with the Antelope Valley or Simi Valley or parts of Los Angeles, we want Santa Clarita to remain whole.
Sure. Clearly, you would think that that local interests would say that a town like Saugus would have a lot more in common with Newhall than maybe Lancaster or Palmdale, and so it would be important to keep our valley together. Are you saying that the current state Senate boundaries kind of divide our community in half, and that's something that that we could reach out possibly on this website that we talked about and petition for change?
So right. So currently, Santa Clarita has two state senators. So most would know Senator Scott Wilk. However, my state senator here in Newhall is Henry Stern.
Okay.
And so and he lives in the San Fernando Valley, and that district goes all the way down into Malibu, and so it obviously would make more sense, right? My community here in Newhall has a lot more in common with the rest of Senator Wilk's district than it does with Senator Stern's.
Sure. Okay. So again, folks can head to that website, WeDrawTheLinesCA.org, and take a look at those maps and actually see how that state Senate seat cuts right through the middle of our community, and then provide your input. Do you know, you mentioned we're going to be here in California losing a Congress seat. Are there many changes in the 25th congressional district that are being proposed, do you know?
So right now it is, I think right now the 25th would separate, Simi Valley would go into a different district, and Santa Clarita, and the 25th would take all of the Antelope Valley. So, currently, like the city of Lancaster is split up between two members of Congress. And I think the current map proposed would alleviate that and keep all of Lancaster within the 25th district.
Okay. So, typically when we think of elections, our country has been so divided politically, and we've got a pretty strong two-party system. Folks tend to think, or they might think, what do the boundaries matter as long as my party gets elected to represent me? Why would it matter to keep Santa Clarita whole when it comes to assembly districts, Senate districts, et cetera?
Sure. So, it helps with a kind of a consistency of message. And, when you are able to, have, as an elected official, it made it a lot easier for me, to talk about issues. And when I was pushing for issues that were, all of Santa Clarita, and that was my district, and I knew that was important, or the parts of Simi Valley that I had. So, being able to, have one member of, to represent your community, and it's also confusing for the public. Like, how many people know that Henry Stern is your state senate, is your state senator instead of Scott Wilk? Okay. Very few, and it makes it easier, for constituents just to know I live in the Santa Clarita Valley. My congressman is Mike Garcia. My senator is Scott Wilk. My assembly member is Suzette Valderas. Whatever. That it's just, well, I live in Newhall, so mine senator is Henry Stern, not Scott Wilk. And it just makes it easier, for communities of, to have one representative.
Yeah, and from time to time there are issues that come up that are very regional. I know something that was talked about back when you were mayor was, why don't we in Santa Clarita develop our own Department of Health? Because folks were getting a little frustrated with what was going on in LA County. Well, if half of our community is going one direction, but because the other half is say tied to communities that are more in the San Fernando Valley, Simi Valley, Malibu, then that makes it a little bit more complicated for us to act as a community that we are. Really, really interesting. One more time, if you're interested in taking a look at these drafts and giving your input, because there is a form on there where you can give your input. You can go to wedrawthelinesca.org. Cameron, we really appreciate your expertise. I know that you guys are really stepping into a busy season on the city council. We're getting into some really cool, really important events around town. Can you share a little bit about what's going on around town lately?
Yeah, it's been really nice to kind of have our community getting back up and open. Just yesterday we had our State of the City event, and we hosted it at the community center in Canyon Country that we just officially opened last Saturday. So, we're already putting it to use. We've got coming up on Thursday, we have our Veterans Day ceremony there at the Veterans Plaza in Newhall. And then on the 20th, we've got the Light Up Main Street event again. So we're bringing that back. And, and it's nice just to see, that all of the progress and work that we kept doing in 2020 is coming to, is paying off with us being able to open up, the new sheriff station, the community center, having events like the Veterans Day, the Light Up Main Street, things that we had to put on pause last year, but we're able to bring them back now.
Yeah, it really is exciting that we're able to get back to some of those events that we really love and that are hallmarks for our city. So, during the pandemic, as we're coming out of the pandemic, we appreciate your work and all of the other council members as well. Cameron, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. City Councilman, 4-time mayor, volunteer, and Santa Clarita sports legend, Cameron Smyth, thank you so much for joining us, sir. You have a wonderful weekend. And with that, we are going to head out into break. I am Matt Watson, and you're listening to SCVi and iLEAD Schools Eye on the Valley on your hometown station, KHTS.
If you have brain fog, headaches, and mood swings, you might have post-concussion syndrome and need to learn the 3 most common mistakes that must change to allow your brain to heal for good. Hi, I'm Dr. Thomas Palucki, and WebMD chooses me as best chiropractor and functional medicine in Santa Clarita. Something to think about. So, when you're ready to get better, go to drpalucki.com. That's drpolucki.com to schedule your free consultation now.
If you need help at home or at the office, call Made For You. Made For You is a locally owned, bonded, and licensed cleaning service with over 20 years of experience. All employees are vetted for your protection. No need to buy products or equipment. The Made For You staff comes complete with everything needed to make your home or office cleaner than ever. Hire Made For You one time, as needed, or an ongoing basis. No room is off limits. Laundry and ironing services are also available. Call Made For You for a free estimate. 255-2922. That's 255-2922.
There are times when nothing else will do because you know exactly what you want. You want the Alamo, the taste of true Mexican cooking at its best. At Alamo, you're treated to a taste that is truly Mexican with an atmosphere to match. Enjoy a Cadillac margarita, try a mucho burrito, or sizzling fajitas. Voted the best Mexican food in the SCV and a favorite of former supervisor Mike Antonovich. Alamo Rotisserie in Granary Square, serving Santa Clarita for over 30 years.
The shows must go on. The Main in Santa Clarita is your destination for free online music, theater, art, and entertainment opportunities. Tune into fun variety nights, join a talent show, learn from filmmaking experts, attend a modern play, and more from the comfort of your home. For more information and to view upcoming events, go to facebook.com/themain-newhall or at themain.org. Enjoy the shows.
Fall is in full swing here in the Santa Clarita Valley, and Dunkin' has the drinks to match. Try the peppermint mocha or toasted white chocolate signature lattes, or warm up with a white mocha hot chocolate. If pumpkin is your favorite, try the pumpkin swirl with cold foam. Don't forget to grab a bite to eat, like pancake minis or a chicken bacon and cheese croissant stuffer. And starting December 1st, donuts with hollyberry sprinkles. Order ahead with the Dunkin' app and accumulate points. Located on Bouquet Canyon in the Lowe's Shopping Center and on Sierra Highway in Canyon Country. Both with curbside pickup, Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Grubhub. Or use the drive-thru at Sierra Highway. Santa Clarita runs on Dunkin'.
Loss of hearing can affect the quality of life. Santa Clarita Hearing Center can help. They specialize in both preventative hearing loss and corrective measures, including diagnostic tests, new technology hearing aids, cochlear implants, hearing protection, and tinnitus treatment. They can adjust your current hearing aids or fit you for new ones. Santa Clarita Hearing Center also offers sleep molds, swim molds, and musician monitors. Book an appointment today. Log on to SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com. Located on McBean Parkway next to the hospital. That's SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com.
Your hometown station.
KHTS is the only station I listen to.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is SCVi and iLEAD Schools Eye on the Valley. I am your host, Matt Watson. We talked earlier today about the holidays that we're celebrating today. You know, some minor holidays, some fun, silly holidays. It's National Jersey Friday, and you know, somebody that that I spend a lot of time with rails against people wearing jerseys. He says, you know what, if you're not on an active roster, then you shouldn't be wearing a jersey. But forget that. It's National Jersey Friday, so I'm rocking my Dodgers jersey. And I plan on rocking a donut here real soon because it is National Donut Day, and we are excited about that. So, you know, I try not to indulge too much in those, but I'm going to have me a donut on the way home. It is National Redhead Day, and so we're going to take some time to honor redheads, although I got to tell you, Patty, I am Irish, and so that's a holiday that I celebrate every day.
Same.
Really appreciate those redheads. So, but we've also got, you know, we're silly about the holidays because there's some silly holidays out there, but there's an important one coming up in just a few days. Councilman Smyth mentioned it just last break. That is Veterans Day, and the city of Santa Clarita is honoring our veterans, and they've got a ceremony right here in downtown Newhall that where they're going to be honoring our veterans here in our community. So yeah, the city of Santa Clarita is inviting community members. So you are invited to join Santa Clarita City Council for a very special Veterans Day ceremony to honor local veterans currently serving military and their families at 11 a.m. on Thursday, November 11th, 2021. At Veterans Historical Plaza, located at 24275 North Walnut Street in Newhall. That's just a couple blocks away from the studio here in beautiful downtown Newhall. The ceremony is going to include an opportunity to hear from members of the City Council, Congressman and Naval veteran Mike Garcia, and a special reading by, I'm going to butcher this name, Robert Heinisch, as a sign of respect for prisoners of war, POWs, and those missing in action, MIAs. There will also be a changing of the flags by the Knights of Columbus, Santa Clarita Assembly, and Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 355. Other featured speakers include Reverend Andre Valuzat, Father Von Winters, and Fred Arnold. Your buddy Fred, Patty, will be there.
Yeah, that's my other boss.
There you go.
Hey-o.
And Fred is going to serve as the master of ceremonies. Gosh, Fred is so good with a microphone in his hand. He's really got the gift of gab. So it's going to be a great event. The event will also include patriotic performances of the national anthem by Sylvia Gajola, and I'm hoping I'm doing okay with Sylvia's last name. Boy, the city council really really put some hurdles in front of me with these last names. And America the Beautiful and God Bless America will be performed by Elijah and Marco Soranillo. The Veterans Day ceremony is a collaboration between the City of Santa Clarita and the 1st Marine Division Associates, American Legion Post 507, American Legion Auxiliary, American Legion Riders, Associates of Vietnam Veterans of America, Blue Star Mothers of America, Santa Clarita Chapter 46, College of the Canyons Veterans Program. You know, COC does a lot of amazing things with and for our veterans. Disabled American Veterans, Disabled American Veterans Auxiliary, Elks Lodge, 2379 Knights of Columbus, Santa Clarita Assembly, 2421 Prayer Angels for Military, Santa Clarita Valley Veterans Memorial, Inc., Santa Clarita Valley Veterans Services Collaborative, U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary, VFW Post 6885, Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 355, Wartime Romance, and Young Marines. So it's going to be an amazing program right here in Veterans Plaza in Newhall. So for more information about the Veterans Day ceremony, please contact the City Arts and Events Office. That's 661-250-3787, 250-3787. Very important day, very important celebration indeed. This next Thursday, a week from yesterday, November 11th, 2021. And again, that is at 11 a.m. Make sure that you get out and you honor our veterans. So yeah, we're enjoying National Jersey Friday, Donut Day, National Redhead Day, but bowing our heads and tipping our hats to our veterans in our community. We are so grateful for those who have served, standing in front of us all, risking it all. Thank you just doesn't seem to cover it, but you have our sincere and eternal gratitude. We're so grateful for our veterans. You know, I love the way our city really decks it out. Councilman Smyth talked about light up Main Street for the holidays, but one of the things that we always do for Veterans Day and Memorial Day and 4th of July is we light up our streets with flags and even pictures of our veterans, and it's something that really just warms my heart, the way our community shows its respect and appreciation to our veterans. So absolutely, get out there, 11 a.m. next Thursday, November 11th, and enjoy the ceremony honoring our veterans. Now, we're gonna play a little bit. We've got some fun and some frivolity. We're heading into the weekend, and you guys know how we like to kick off our weekend with some fun and with some trivia. Do you like trivia? Do you enjoy kind of testing your trivial mind? Well, Big T's got some trivia questions for us, and I'm sure he's got a little bit of fun planned for us coming up. So do stand by. You'll be able to play with us when we come back. This is SCVi and iLEAD Schools Eye on the Valley. I'm your host, Matt Watson. We'll be right back on your hometown station, KHTS.
Life's real tests are never standardized. The curriculum at iLEAD Agua Dulce places self-discovery at the core of every experience, so your learner will be ready to lead in the real world. Our tuition-free charter school is currently enrolling grades TK through 9 and expanding to grades 10, 11, and 12 in the coming years, giving your child the perfect opportunity for continuous play-based social-emotional learning. Enroll now so you can enjoy iLEAD Agua Dulce's beautiful campus and outdoor classroom for hands-on learning. To learn more about iLEAD Agua Dulce and our unique approach to learning, visit iLeadAguadulce.org. iLEAD Schools, free to think, inspired to lead.
Youth workshops return to the Canyon Theater Guild. Join us on Tuesdays and Thursdays, starting September 7th, for 10 weeks of teamwork and fun while creating theater magic. Our day class from 12:30 to 3:30 will create the fun, pixelated world of video games with Press Start, while our after-school class from 4 to 6 embarks on a swashbuckling adventure with space pirates. Class size is limited, so register today at 661-799-2702 or visit canyontheater.org.
It's time to enhance your natural beauty at Hestia Medical Spa. Select from a large menu of services, including an assortment of fillers that can be used in the face, lips, hands, and a variety of other body parts. Get rid of that double chin with Kybella, an injectable treatment to permanently destroy fat cells under the chin. Hestia Medical Spa also offers Botox, Dysport, and Xeomin to help reduce severe frown lines. Experience rejuvenation at Hestia Medical Spa, located on Valencia Boulevard next to City Hall. Call 753-3434 or go online to hestiamedicalspa.com.
Your hometown station, KHTS.
I'm being told I can take this next segment off. I know Patty's sure hoping that I do. Welcome back. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is SCVi and iLEAD School's Eye on the Valley. I am your host, Matt Watson. And now, it is time for Big T's 5 Minutes of Fame. You know Big T. Big T is a longtime resident and leader in the Santa Clarita Valley. He is an executive and philanthropist. He's an amazing father, husband, and community leader. And, once I tried to give Big T a nasty look, but he already had one. Here he is. He's Mom's favorite. Big T, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Matty. Yeah, I went out in the cold and it stuck. You know how that is.
Yeah. I get it. So Big T's got some trivia for us. If you like playing trivia, you're going to have an advantage on us. See, we've got somebody else on the line, and I didn't even introduce her on her special day. It is National Redhead Day, and we've got my favorite redhead on the line. Producer Sarah, how are you?
I'm great. How are you, Matt? Thanks for doing such a great show today.
Well, thank you. You pull it together, and I just open the door and walk through. So thank you so much. So Patty and producer Sarah and I, we're gonna compete. We're gonna play trivia. And for those of you that have not played with us before, we hit our buzzers, and our buzzers are our names, so we shout out our names before we answer. But you playing along at home or in your cars or wherever you're at, you've got an advantage because you can just scream out the answer before we ever even hit our buzzers. So you've got a leg up on us. Make sure you're keeping score at home. I will keep score here. Big T, how you doing this week?
I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
We're doing great. We're doing great. I understand that last week you were traveling. You're back at home. You've got a gorgeous swimming pool. Where is that pool?
It's right over there.
All right, sweet. Very good. Never gets old, Patty. Never gets old.
Never gets old.
No, never gets old. Hey, so I got some trivia today. Have a little bit of NFL fun for Patty, of course. But I want to kick it off with a little bit of a fun fact. I mean, Matt, you like rhythm, right? I mean, you have rhythm.
I've got some right here. Yeah.
You know who else has rhythm, Matt?
Who has rhythm?
Sea lions. Sea lions have rhythm.
Get out!
Really? They are the only animals who are capable of clapping to a beat. There are various other animals that exist in the world that can clap on their own.
Okay.
But other than humans, only sea lions can clap to a beat in rhythm.
So the next time I go to SeaWorld, I'm going to walk around going...
I think you should beatbox right along with them.
There we go.
Do the We Will Rock You.
You know what? I would, but I've seen sea lions, and they can beatbox a lot better than I can.
Now, on a musical note, Matt.
Yeah.
Do you know that cows don't like Willie Nelson? Believe it or not. That's
Really?
right, Gloria. A dairy cow will produce up to 3% more milk when listening to music, but they don't like country music, especially Willie Nelson. They need something with a good beat to motivate them.
Shut up.
Look at that.
You're kidding me.
I don't make them up, Pally. No.
And just like that, I love cows even more.
Right? Sorry, Papa.
On this night again.
All right, you ready?
All right, yes, we're ready.
Trivia?
Yeah.
All right. In the film Cocktail, what chain restaurant does Tom Cruise tend bar at?
Frogger. TGI Fridays.
That is correct. I thought you were going to go Flanagan's. All right. What boxer caused Roberto Duran to cry out, "No mas"?
Frogger.
Patty.
Frogger.
Sugar Ray Leonard.
That is correct. 2 for 2 on Frogger.
Alrighty. Tony, who was the world's ugliest boxer ever? A lot of competition.
Leon Spinks.
Boom. There you go. 1 point for Big T.
Yeah. He wasn't a good driver either. But hey, what does an entomologist study?
Sarah.
Frogger.
Sarah?
That's an ear, nose, and throat doctor.
No, incorrect. Frogger?
Well, I'm going with entomology.
Specifically, Frogger?
Say I'm wrong. An entomologist. Bugs?
Yes, insects.
There we go.
What?
What? What vegetable gets its name from the capital of Belgium?
Sarah.
Oh, Frogger.
Sarah?
My favorite, Brussels sprouts. And it's Brussels sprouts.
That is true.
Wait a minute.
That is true.
Say that again. It's what, Sarah?
It's Brussels sprouts. There's an S on the end of Brussels when you're talking about the vegetable as well.
Okay. Brussels sprout. That's hard to say, though.
Interesting.
It
All
is
right.
hard to say.
Papa's baseball trivia of the day.
Sweet.
So with what team did Willie Mays retire?
Frogger.
Frogger.
Well, then I'm guessing it's... Well, I'm not going to give it away if I'm wrong. Let's go Milwaukee Brewers.
Incorrect.
Darn it.
Anybody else? He played his career with the Giants.
He was...
Correct.
But I don't know where he retired from.
You got nothing but static on my end, so I got nothing.
Yeah.
The New York Mets.
The New York Mets. Say, hey, how'd I get here?
All right. What element is a diamond composed of?
Frogger.
Frogger.
Carbon.
Correct. At what fort was Francis Scott Key at when he wrote the Star Spangled Banner?
Frogger.
Frogger.
I think I'm wrong. Fort Ticonderoga?
Incorrect.
Yeah.
Mick.
Patty?
Nobody's got it. Patty?
Fort McKinley?
Incorrect. Fort McHenry.
Oh.
I heard him say Mick, so I just thought McKinley's probably something.
If I were you, I would have argued that's what I said.
Exactly. Think he must have a bad connection.
Right.
Right. In the film Casablanca, what character says, "Play it once, Sam, for old time's sake," referring to as time goes by?
Frogger. Well, that's Rick.
Incorrect.
Patty.
What? Sarah?
Patty, then Sarah.
Humphrey Bogart.
Incorrect. Sarah.
It's got to be Elsa, then, if it wasn't Rick,
Elsa
right?
is the one that says it. She's the one that requested it, and Rick's the one that said you played it for her.
You played it for her. You played it for me, Sam. And man, was he salty when he said that. All right, let's
Yeah,
pause to do a quick check on the score. Currently, Frogger and Sarah are tied at 3. In, well, I guess third place is Big T with 1.
But that was only catered just to him.
Hey, if you ever saw Leon Spinks, you'd have gotten that one right.
That's true.
Okay.
Yep. All right, we're gonna switch a little bit. We're gonna go name the college of the NFL current or former star.
All right, okay? Here you go. Your time to shine, Sarah.
John Elway.
Patty.
Frogger.
Patty.
Broncos. Denver.
Frogger.
What college did he go to?
Frogger.
Patty?
Wait, what?
What college did he go to?
Oh, I thought you said NFL teams. I'm sorry. College teams.
No.
Apologies.
You want to answer?
No.
Frogger.
I forget.
Okay. Stanford.
Stanford is correct.
I didn't know where you went.
Joe Montana.
Frogger. Oh.
Frogger.
I don't even know.
Shoot. I'm thinking of a different quarterback. Notre Dame.
Notre Dame is correct.
Oh, hey, look at me.
Nice.
I thought you said Joe Montana.
Steve Young.
Frogger.
Frogger.
Brigham Young University.
That is correct. BYU. Franco Harris. Matt, you got to know this. This is your boy.
Yeah, Mr. Steeler.
Frogger.
Frogger.
Temple.
Incorrect. Anybody else?
I got to say Frogger or Patty was correct when he said
he went to Penn State. He went to Penn State. O.J. Simpson went to the state pen. What priceless object did Cleopatra supposedly dissolve in a cup of vinegar before drinking it?
Frogger.
Sarah.
Pearls?
A pearl, yes.
Nice pull.
What is the tiny ball called inside a sports whistle that gives the whistle its chirp?
Ooh.
Frogger.
Frogger.
A
Incorrect. It's a pea. Keep the show moving.
Keep the show moving, yeah.
Who sang the theme song, Blaze of Glory, for the movie The Young Guns?
Frogger.
Frogger.
John Bon Jovi.
John Bon Jovi is correct.
Great song.
In what kids game do one or two players jump over two ropes swung in opposite direction?
Sarah.
Oh.
Sarah.
Double Dutch.
Yep.
Double Dutch is correct. Matt was a good double Dutcher back in the day.
Hey, give me a hoe if you got my funky bus fare.
Right? What kind of animal is a racing homer?
Frogger.
Frogger.
A pigeon.
Pigeon is correct.
Bam! I'm all about racing pigeons.
Big T still in third place?
Yes, you are.
Just a second. What U.S. president was a cheerleader at Harvard in the early 1900s?
Frogger.
Frogger.
I think that was Nixon.
Incorrect.
Shoot.
He's not that old. Sarah.
Yeah, he's not that old. Sarah, go ahead. Good call,
I'm
Sarah.
going to guess FDR.
FDR is correct. Good pull.
Wow.
In area, what are the three largest U.S. states? Anybody other than Frogger gets 1 point for each.
Sarah.
Patty.
Sarah.
So we're going to go Alaska,
Correct.
Texas,
Correct.
and
Patty, you're on deck.
California.
That is correct. Nice pull, Sarah.
And she pulls into the lead.
Ha ha ha.
When Mardi Gras ends, what begins?
Frogger.
Sarah.
Frogger, then Sarah.
Lent.
Lent is correct.
I'm a better Catholic
What
than
is
you.
what is both a Greek god and a longtime NASA program?
Frogger.
Frogger.
Apollo.
Oh, yeah.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember him, Patty. He was Rocky's opponent.
Apollo Creed.
Yes. Who fell on Joe Theismann's leg and broke it in 1985?
Oh.
Frogger.
Oh.
Frogger.
Frogger.
That'd be
Frogger.
Lawrence Taylor.
Ah, that's right. It was LT.
Lawrence Taylor sparked that movie, The Blind Side, right?
And I got to tell you, if you look at that replay, Joe Theismann was in tremendous pain, but so was Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah.
The look on his face, he was devastated.
Yeah.
He knew that he had ended that
He
guy's
was.
career. Yeah.
He was. What actor popularized the traditional greaser image of a cigarette pack rolled up in the sleeve of his T-shirt in the film The Wild One?
Frogger.
Patty.
Frogger than Patty.
James Dean.
Incorrect. Patty.
Oh!
John Travolta from Greece.
Incorrect. Older than that. Sarah, you got it?
Okay.
Oh, boy.
The original greaser.
No, I don't.
Oh.
Marlon
Yeah,
Brando.
Marlon Brando. Yeah.
I love Marlon Brando.
In the TV show All in the Family, what family lived next door?
Frogger.
Frogger.
They didn't move in till later, but it was the Jeffersons.
It was the Jeffersons, correct.
Boy, did
Then
Archie's
they
head
moved on up.
explode. Yes, they did move on up.
They're moving on up.
Oh, you know that song. Patty knows the Jeffersons theme song, but he's never heard American Pie.
Oh, no.
Wait, what?
Wow.
Great. Now everybody knows now.
Snow's off the rails.
Whee.
Oh, my goodness. Tony, did you
Wow.
realize it's National Donut Day?
Yes, I did.
All right.
Perfect. Hey, what NBA player was the only player to be named MVP for the finals, even though his team lost?
Oh, I know this. I'm blanking.
Okay, Frogger. I'll go with Michael Jordan.
Frogger. Incorrect. That's a good pull, though. Anybody else?
I got nothing. You got to get
Patty, I would give you a hint, but I like being in third place. It's the logo, Jerry West.
Oh,
Really?
that is right.
Nice.
What American inventor invented charcoal briquettes?
I don't
Henry
know.
Ford.
Did he really?
Huh.
Wow.
Yes, he
Probably
did.
with locomotives
that.
or something.
Oh, yeah, probably working on internal combustion, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yep. What city was founded by Brigham Young?
Frogger?
Sarah, then Frogger.
Salt Lake.
Salt Lake City, correct.
Nice.
Who named his hit album after the home of Elvis Presley?
Oh, Frogger.
Frogger.
Paul Simon.
Yep.
Yes. Explain to Patty who that is, Frogger.
I don't know who Paul Simon is.
Yeah, he was
I know.
Art Garfunkel's partner for a long time.
Edie Briquette.
See, this means nothing.
Nope.
Right.
Means nothing. All right. Diggum Frog is the mascot for what brand of cereal?
Sarah.
Sarah.
Sugar Smacks.
Sugar Honey Smacks. Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and speaking of Sugar Smacks, Taylor just walked into the studio and smacked Patty. Oh, boy. How are we doing on time, Patty?
We actually have like about 2 minutes left.
Okay, cool. There's still time for you to get on the board. This is good.
Yeah, we do.
The endless show, and Patty's not on the board yet.
Right?
What item of clothing got its name from a nuclear test site?
Sarah.
Frogger.
Sarah.
Bikini.
Bikini's correct.
Oh, I was going with 3 Mile Sandals.
Crocs.
In 1919, what billionaire constructed a mansion in Central California?
Frogger.
Sarah.
Frogger, then Sarah.
William Randolph Hearst.
Perfect. And we might as well bring it full circle, Matt. Who defeated Muhammad Ali in 1978 to win the world title?
George Foreman.
No.
Shoot. I know it now.
We've
Is
only talked about
Patty?
it 3 times.
Patty.
Patty.
Is it Oh, what was I forget his name? It was the guy that you said he has an ugly mug.
Sarah.
Man, you can't write this stuff. Go ahead, Sarah.
Sarah's on the board.
Would it be Leon Sinks?
Yeah, that guy.
Yes.
Okay.
We're gonna give it to you.
And we're calling off this jam. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. Producer Sarah, happy Redhead Day. You won with 13 points. Frogger comes in at second with 12. Patty, in a competition of 3, you, my friend, came in 4th. Oh my Lord! All right, we need to wrap this one up just out of mercy. Oh my Lord!
Some people have a light bulb above their head. I can see that bulb flickering above their head. Ruin it all away. Let them
Okay, Big T, as always, thanks for popping by. Thank you so much to our guests, Jenae Coleman and AJ Moussa, the counseling team at SCVi Charter School, Santa Clarita City Councilman Cameron Smyth, Big T, producer Sarah, engineer Patty, and thank you as always for listening. Join us again next week and every Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. I am Matt Watson, and this is SCVi and iLEAD Schools Eye on the Valley on your hometown station, KHTS.